Hey guys, it's byscreenside and welcome to part 2 of today's videos. If you're catching this on the day that the video comes out, this is part 2 of a collaboration with SimLicy, and we are doing a create a sim and build collaboration today. We just thought it would be fun to do an East Coast and West Coast themed set of sims and a house to go with it. So yeah, I was really excited to do this. SimLicy built a beautiful exterior. This beach house is really gorgeous, so I absolutely strongly recommend that you go and check out her half where she builds the exterior, even probably before this. So if you want to pause it, I got a link to her channel right here, and you can go watch her video and see her build the exterior before watching the interior furnishing. But it's up to you. You can watch it second if you want, but I strongly recommend going over there because she's a great YouTuber, great builder, sweetheart, all the good, all the above, all the good stuff. She's got all the good stuff. So yeah, definitely check that out. By the way, real quick note, even though we're just getting into things and saying hello, I noticed in one of the last patches, maybe even the last patch, they added a version of the toilet paper roll that goes under instead of over. And I'm one of those weirdos in the great toilet paper debate that says toilet paper should go under instead of over. And I'm almost always completely overruled. And people feel very strongly about this issue. But I don't know. It's an aesthetic thing for me. I like it better when the toilet paper roll goes under. So I did it under. So I'm sorry, you guys might have to change that if if you're strongly philosophically opposed to toilet paper rolls going under, you might have to switch that out. So, but anyway, so the whole theme of this collaboration is an East Coast gal and a West Coast gal, and so she did the West Coast girl and built the exterior, and I did the East Coast girl and did the interior. And on the interior, I wanted to kind of keep the color scheme of that she used on the exterior and make it like it looks like a couple of young adults live there. So I wanted to make it kind of mixed and matched. In my experience, usually you don't have the ability as a young adult to go out and buy all at once a whole lot of matching furniture and just buy like a coordinated furniture set. Instead, you pick up pieces here and there as you can afford them. And so not everything is super matchy matchy, but still goes together in a bit of a theme. And I wanted to keep this still fairly beach housey, even though my sim was the East Coast sim. I felt as though, people are going to be wanting to use this as a beach house, and so I would kind of keep the warm colors and the color scheme we already sort of had going on the exterior and bring that into the interior. There are a lot of windows. It's a nicely modern styled house, and so there's a lot of bright light that comes in from the exterior and really makes, in my opinion, like a nice glow to the interior. She had used the new lights from the fitness stuff pack on the exterior balcony and some of the just outdoor areas, and I was 100% in favor of that because I love those new lights, and I use them as much to light the rooms as I did in some rooms as a decor piece. I see a lot of interior design images where lights will be hanging, sort of in the corner or hanging plants. And a lot of times it'll be those sort of lights that are similar to this style of light, or even like a bare bulb style of light. And a lot of I looked at I looked at Urban Outfitters a lot when I do interiors because I just really like the sort of casual, sort of bohemian hipster style that Urban Outfitters has. And so that was where the inspiration came from, using those light pendant lights in the corners to make those a bit of a feature that you can sort of see in a little bit. I'm sure they'll go away when you're in walls down mode when you're actually playing the game, but if you're taking screenshots, you might, see them in the corners. That's where I was kind of going for with that. I don't know how well I explained it. I'm completely on edge right now because in my neighborhood, the 4th of July starts like a month before the 4th of July. People really love their fireworks around here, and I've been hearing firecrackers go off all night, and it's sometimes they're loud enough to be like, okay, was that fireworks or was that a gunshot? I'm not sure. I'm a little edgy. Send help, please. Anyway, no. Okay, just kidding. Um, I hope. Back to the build. So yeah, I this is the area that I wanted to be the living room area when I first looked at the interior, and it did take me a good amount of time to figure out the interior layout and how I wanted to do that. But this area seemed to me to be the best spot for a living area because of the bright light and the way that the house is. This is built on Windenburg Island, and just the way that the house is facing in the afternoon, the most light comes in from this set of windows, and so I chose it to be the main living area where they would be hanging out and maybe playing some console games. Now this in the background you'll see the dining room's table that gets moved, and I use that little section more as an office later. And I did take out I think I over cluttered it. I wanted it to be cluttered but not too terribly cluttered. I think I cluttered this area up a little bit too much, so I went back later and I cleaned this out. So there's a little section in front that you see the door there. That's like a mud room. You'll see that in a bit. But this is going to be the kitchen. And again, I wanted so badly to use any counters but the ones that came with Parenthood because I've been using them so much, but in the end, the Parenthood counters won the fight again. I just really like them. So I did use those. One of these days, the Parenthood counters will be replaced with another set of counters, or I'll just fall out of love with them. I suppose that may happen one of these days. But as of right now, I just still love them. Still love them too much. Have to use them. And so I did. I put up a little wall here because I wanted, at first I wanted it because I wanted a fireplace. But then I kind of rethought that because I wanted it to not be too outrageously expensive. When I furnish, it almost always winds up expensive. So it's still pretty expensive. I'm not entirely sure what the final cost of this is. I know the last time I had checked the budget, it was at 70,000 simoleons, but I'm sure it went up more after that. But I wound up using that little brick section there as a place for the oven to go. So the kitchen layout, it's a little bit different and interesting. I'll say interesting. Than because it's different than what I would normally do. I just didn't like the stove against that wall, and I didn't want to overuse the stone texture from the fitness stuff pack. You can see it on the wall section there. I liked it as, a sort of a backsplash, but I didn't want to overdo it. I really like it so much, so I had to kind of hold myself back and rein myself in from using it too over much. But yeah, I really like it. See, I thought about putting it in there for a minute, and then I went back and I was like, no, don't hold back. So I used the vent hood, this lit vent hood from, I think that came with Cool Kitchen, right? I'm pretty sure it did. And then, yeah, the oven that came with the Parenthood pack. I did look at a mirrored backsplash for a moment, but I decided against that. ultimately. But everything is play tested. I have play tested the house to make sure that it works well, and the Sims can definitely cook without a problem. There's plenty of counter space. Um, One note I will say, before you download this in your game, I strongly recommend turning on the cheat bb.move objects, and also in this case bb.show hidden objects for the debug items, because I use quite a bit of debug, and that's a good way if you're on a budget to still add some some clutter to a build, because a lot of the objects in the debug catalog are either free or quite inexpensive, and and a lot of them are base game as well, so you can use a decent amount of free clutter by going into the debug menu. So, and I debug items are somewhat iffy when transferring via the gallery. I've had issues with them not showing up properly when re-downloading things from other creators in the past, and so I would turn that cheat on before going ahead and downloading this to make sure that you get all the proper items. I don't even think I had to trim down this video a lot because I spent a long time doing this. Because I wasn't building the exterior, I wanted to, give 100% when I did the interior. And so I didn't film, well, I filmed it all, but I had to trim it down a lot just to keep it to a decent length. So, but you'll see in the screenshots at the end, all the debug menu items. There's like a nice bag of coffee, looks like a bag of coffee grounds, and just some other good things that make great clutter in the debug catalog. And so yeah, there's definitely some debug stuff in here. So overall, this build is 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So I did one bedroom for each sim that we created, and a downstairs bathroom and an upstairs bathroom. Both of the bathrooms are large enough for the sims to shower in, so you definitely will be covered in terms of not having to wait on the bathroom if you're simming in this house with 2 sims. I guess you could fit up to 4 sims though, because there are double beds, so you could have 2 couples if you wanted. This is just sort of the mud room. I see this being as just a transition room because there is a pool out back, so they would maybe want to drop pool supplies and some other just storage items back there. So it's a fairly simple room. I did use the skateboard items on the interior a few times because I just love those. This is the upstairs balcony. Again, when it came to the furnishing choices that I made, I stuck with the color scheme that she used on the exterior, and so this sort of tealy turquoisey color, yellow, gold, or tan kind of shades. And it just so happened that the furniture that's from Perfect Patio. It's getting to be, it's been so long since the packs came out. I used to know every item on site immediately what pack it came from, but now I kind of struggle. But I'm pretty sure that's Perfect Patio, as well as this bar is Perfect Patio. And I just think this is a really pretty little hangout spot that both the girls can access. There are 2 entrances on the second floor, and this is the first floor entrance that you see me adding some chairs and a table to, or I'm sorry, the second floor entrance. But because of the placement of the 2 doors on the second floor, I kind of had to make one of the entrances just to the bedroom that I picture being for our West Coast girl. So you'll see I kind of gave her a way to have a little bit of privacy with still having that door, but we'll get to that here shortly. This is just an outdoor seating area. There was this nice little space on the side, so I thought an outdoor table and chairs and some chaise lounge chairs would look really good. And so yeah, I put a little dining area, and You know, come to think of it, I can't remember if I'm pretty sure I put a grill out on the exterior, but if I forgot, there's plenty of room still because the yard area was quite big and I decorated most of it, but some of it, there's some open space. I didn't close off this little side porch permanently. I just put the walls up so that I could hang some curtains from it. So it kind of looks like there are these hanging curtains and maybe they could draw them to keep the sun out if they wanted to hang out in the seating area when it was sunny out or they wanted to entertain company out there. I thought it looked pretty cool. SimLicy had already done quite a bit of landscaping and things that made the exterior look nice on its own. So I added some furnishing to it, but I didn't overwhelm it because it was already really pretty to start with. So I just added a couple of outdoor seating areas and the table area. Uh, love those love those fruit bowls. I know everybody's going crazy over those fruit bowls, but I mean there's a reason for it. They're really awesome. Oh, and by the way, I can't believe I forgot to mention this until now. And if you're watching this video this deeply in, I thank you so much. Very truly. Uh, oh, I don't know if, okay, yeah, no, it's not this part. Never mind. Until later. La la la. What I was getting ready to say is, I wanted to say a big thank you because we hit 4,000 subscribers just today. And so we'll be doing a 4,000 thank you video uh, at some point really soon, probably this coming weekend. And so yeah, but before I get to that, thank you so much for 4,000 subscribers. That's awesome, and I couldn't be more thrilled about it. But yeah, we'll focus on that in the thank you video that I'll be doing. But yeah, before we get there, thank you. So this is the upstairs bathrooms. This is the shared bathroom that I would imagine the girls would spend the majority of their time getting ready in this one. And I went ahead and went pink because why not? The house was built for or with two sim ladies in mind, and because pink is great. It's a great color. Ladies are not. So, and yeah, I just love this Parenthood, of course. Bathroom set. I didn't do everything in Parenthood. I don't, or did I? Nope, not everything. There are a couple other items that are not from Parenthood in this bathroom. I hung up two robes because two girls would be using it, a little clothes hamper, and a little bit of soap from the spa day pack, which I love placing down in bathrooms as bathroom clutter. So the first bedroom that we're working on is the West Coast Girls bedroom. So I kind of at first had thought about cutting out that section of wall and making making it as a part of the hallway, but I decided instead to put this second layer of windows that are have a little bit of a tint to them, and so she has a little bit of privacy. There will be curtains on it, so she can draw the curtains and in the nighttime. I used the bed and curtain set that came with City Living because I liked the wave pattern. I thought it looked like a girl who maybe like hangs out by the ocean quite a bit would like that pattern because it sort of reminded her maybe the ocean or the waves, because that's what it reminds me of. Again, the skateboards, I just love them. I love the little pineapple. It went perfect with the like sort of beachy looking girl theme. And I just have to give credit where credit is due because I thought that this was totally genius. SimLicy, a week or so ago, she built another like beach house, and she sized up those skateboards so they looked like surfboards on the outside of the house. And I thought that was I was mad that I didn't think of it. Oh shoot, that's so genius. I wish I had thought of it. But yeah, no, well done. Seriously. She's a great builder. So can't say enough that you should definitely check out her channel. Because I thought that was just so smart and cute, and I loved it. I went through a bit of quite a bit of taking trial and erroring items. Well, I can't talk because I'm worried about the firecrackers. Um, there's a lot of trial and erroring different items in this room. I wanted, again, things to be a little bit eclectic, very mix and match, not too expensive in terms of the paintings. So, most of the artwork in this house is either sort of posters or less expensive type wall art items, just because again they're young adults and I would see them not having a ton of money to spend on the most expensive items in the game, and that not everything would all match together perfectly. I forgot to mention earlier, by the way, because I was distracted by my fear of firecrackers, that when I went to play test this, I did make a few changes. They are reflected in the screenshots, but not when I was building. I felt like the area downstairs with that initially started off as the dining room and then I changed it to like a computer area. I felt like it was a little bit too busy, so I went back and took out a little bit around that section. So you'll see there were just a few minor changes that I did when I got into the game, because it's one thing when you're in build mode, but then if you go into live mode for a little bit, you've got to kind of shift some things around. So if ever you see slight changes from what goes up on the gallery to what you're seeing in the video, then it was probably just something that I decided needed changing when I was playtesting the house. And I did mention that this is fully play tested. Of course, I have the download link in the description. So if you're interested in downloading this house into your game, then there's a link for that. And don't forget, please, to turn on the bb.move objects cheat and the bb.show hidden objects cheat. So our West Coast girl got an easel in her room, whereas the East Coast girl got, did I say East Coast and West Coast? Because in the last video I messed them up. West Coast girl got an easel. East Coast girl got a keyboard because she is a music lover. And I did not know the traits of my West Coast girl before building this, so hopefully they worked out. I would guess that she might be an outdoor lover and would spend a lot of time outdoors, but I don't know what traits that SimLicy has assigned for her. So you'll just have to go over and watch that video right along with me and see, because I'll be checking that out. At this point I will have already watched it though, because this video is going up later. So I put posters in both the girls' rooms, and the West Coast girl got some nice bright fruit colored posters, whereas the East Coast girl, you'll see here in a bit, I went with the posters that more reminded me of the trees in the woods. And same poster from the Cool Kitchen pack in both cases, but one is fruit and the other is more of like a tree. I used city living furniture in the East Coast girl's room and would be Autumn's room, and it's similar color scheme as to the one that I did in the West Coast room, but just slight differences in the furniture choices and the colors. I wanted more of a navy blue theme in this bedroom than the more a slightly lighter blue than what's in the West Coast bedroom. But this bedroom just kind of had like a bit of an odd shape to it, so I just had to work with it as well as I could. The layout was, had to work around the balconies a bit. But yeah, I think that this room still turns out really cute and young adulty, young adulty as well. And both of the girls have the skateboard sets. I thought maybe there's a chance that they both enjoyed skateboarding or both enjoyed skateboards. I don't know why. because reasons. That's why. I liked this little chair as well from the from the Parenthood pack. Love the Parenthood pack. And then this chaise lounge, which I used quite a bit throughout the build from the fitness stuff pack. Tried stacking those mirrors, but I didn't ultimately like the look of them for this room. And of course here's the keyboard, as I said. So we're getting ready to come up on the screenshots here. I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for 4,000 subscribers. Thank you to SimLicy for being so gracious and working on this collaboration with me so closely. I very much enjoyed it, and again, the build that she did is just so beautiful, and I really recommend you guys going over there, checking her out, and giving her some love. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay watching for the screenshots here in just a moment, and as always, please remember to comment, like, and if you're new here, subscribe. Thanks guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon. Bye!